So it's interesting because I saw you bring up like Blaire White, and I saw there was a little bit of maybe Twitter drama going on. I think mostly with Kelly Cadigan, who I've had on. I've at least I think I've interviewed her, and I think she's also been on Simcast, and she's been the focus of a lot of folks on Twitter in the last few weeks because she seems to be going like she seems to have flip-flopped on her beliefs. It seems overnight she's gone from being kind of right wing and based to being like I remember I saw one of her or TikTok or videos, and it was like, actually, now that I've thought about it, because I transitioned to 15, I think it is okay if a kid transitions to 15 if they're really ready. Like it just seems like she pulled a super 180, and then it seemed like, oh, she was in one of those places where someone a good friend needs to be like, you need to put down the phone and step away from the internet for a while. Like, and we've all been there. We've all been manically replying and it's just what's happened. Everyone gets triggered by something, but I remember she was like just tweeting an awful lot at one point, and then I was like, "Oh no."
Right.
And then she had a bit of I guess, a tiff with Blaire White. Like she was upset that Blaire blocked her. And let me share this here. And this is from you. Cadigan has officially been disavowed because she's obviously disloyal and grifted for followers. She was never on the right. Changing political positions isn't just something you can do by saying a few talking points. If you're philosophically consistent, it should take a lot longer than a few weeks to revert your position. This is such a great point. If you miss the left sucking up to you and realize it's a lot harder to be right wing, we're hated and you don't have the skin for that. Rot in hell where you belong. And this was Blaire's response as to why she blocked Kelly. Hey, Kelly, here's where I blocked you because you deserve to know, I guess. It has nothing to do with your politics. That's an easy scapegoat, though. Before you grifted on the right, you made a video on Instagram attacking me when you popped up months later, apologizing and having a change of heart. I forgave you publicly and even shouted you out on my podcast twice, directing my fans to follow you and help you grow. You lasted 5 seconds before admitting you were a fraud and changed your politics again, which was annoying, but I still didn't block you. Today, I woke up to you publicly supporting a tweet made against me that would be classified as sexual harassment if it were said to me in real life. That got you blocked. I value loyalty more than anything else. You could have went full communist liberal psychopath and I probably would have just muted you, but the betrayal of me and my fans I sent your way, fuck off. Woo!
Um, and that was what Blaire said when she first kind of was apologizing to Blaire. She was like, "I hope you're not clout chasing,
Wow.
or whatever." And I kind of could smell it at that point. So there's actually a little bit of like drama between me and Kelly that I wasn't like a big before then or whatever, but there was drama between me and Kelly, and I was calling it out like almost like a few days after that kind of like where she was like sucking up to Blaire or whatever. I was calling it out because she said something like, I think like I could just I can watch what people say and they can almost say like two or three talking points in their position and be like, okay, I can know exactly what you might say you're here politically, but you're not.
Ooh,
So
so you have good griftar is what you're saying.
I do have good grift star. What, I grift on the truth, if that's any correlation.
Truth
Um,
grifter.
so I have like a truth bar. I can totally fill it out or whatever. And so I remember the first comment she said that like she was saying things that I kind of wanted to like, honestly, I'm trying to like remain not there. There's definitely people that in a sense like are Blaire adjacent and they're like, we agree on like 85% of the things. Maybe there's 15% of the things we disagree on. And like at first I was criticizing almost everything. If I saw something I disagree with, I just like immediately criticize it. Now I'm kind of trying to like make sure I'm trying to make sure we have a good image and it's not like we're infighting all the time. I don't want people to like,
Oh,
oh, who are these
wow.
transsexuals or whatever, and they show up and they're like, we're all infighting. I don't think that's good optics. So she would say things, and of course she has this massive following, and Blaire was shouting her out and stuff like that. So I was like being careful. I was like, all right, don't say anything. I don't want to piss off Blaire. I don't want to but now I'm like, I've kind of went like, I'm going full in on anybody that says something that's like super out of line or whatever. And I remember the first time she said something out of line was, and I noticed that she was like kind of grifting or whatever, was that she said that I think only women should, or I think gay men shouldn't have an opinion on women's issues or something like that.
Huh.
And that was like, actually exactly what she said. And she was going through this constant phase of like tweeting and then deleting everything and
What
tweeting
if
and then
you're a
deleting
gay man
everything.
who has a straight daughter? You can't
Right.
weigh in on issues?
Totally.
Yeah.
That's totally good. But anyway, I added one of my gay friends, like one of my gay right leaning friends, and he like went off at her in the comments, and she ended up blocking me in that moment. And so at that moment, I was the first person to say, I want to say I was the very first person to outwardly say, I didn't have like more than 1,000 followers at that point, but I said, we need to disavow Kelly Cadigan. Like we need to disavow her right now, and no one would disavow her. And then she the next like within like hours, I guess I was at work, and she like opened up a space, and then she had a bunch of people join that she blocked, and she unblocked them, but she wouldn't unblock me. And I think
Mm.
that's because I have like a very controversial opinion on the bathrooms or whatever.
What's
But
your bathroom take?
I would say back then, I mean, it's still I kind of have like a middle ground take between like the TERFs and like the transsexuals, where I think that capitalism should decide like where you're like how it works. So if it's like if a business wants to say, hey, you have to go to your biological reality, so like
Mm.
I have to go to the men's bathroom, I will fully accept that. And so, but she was like, she was like kind of calling me a TERF for saying that, because I was, like I'm basically saying like if a business was to tell you to go to the men's bathroom, you would have to go to the men's bathroom. And she was like, I don't care if they say that, like I'll break the law. I don't care. But I know that behind the scenes she kind of was like making me out to be like a TERF. And that's what
Wow.
I had heard from the space that she was in after she kind of went on this full block spree with all of us. And she kept me blocked for a long time. And then I noticed I started looking at her TikTok, and I was watching her TikTok, I was watching her Twitter, and she was kind of saying some of the things I was saying. And like I was noticing that she was almost like kind of copying my content a little bit. And then eventually we went into a space, and we were both co-hosts. And I told her what my position was on the bathrooms, and she was like, okay, well, I guess I understand that. Like, I'm still gonna go to the women's bathroom, even if they tell me, even if it's breaking the law or whatever. And I was like, okay, but she was like, I get your
Mm.
position, like that's philosophically consistent. I was like, yeah, it is philosophically consistent, bitch. And she unblocked me and followed me back. But I was saying up until that point, like, people need to not trust this girl. She flip flops all the time. Like, she continues to flip flop, and this is going to continue to happen. I don't trust anybody who flip flops like day in and day out. Like, if you should be very, very consistent, especially if you're like politically motivated. So
Right,
anyway,
you'll lose trust, and I think it may be because she's young, and if you are in the I hate saying influencer world, but if you're a public person and you're doing it for validation, then of course you're gonna flip-flop. If you're looking for just like a soft place to land, and you're not in your convictions and your values are not like rock solid, yeah, people are gonna start calling you fake or not trust your point of view.
right. And like the left is like, taking her back open arms. And I'm like, that's the type of people that are on the left, people that are not to be trusted, people that, just don't have any conviction for what they believe. I
Well,
believe.
until she says something that's out of line with the cult, then they'll be happy to cancel her again.
Right. I actually said, kind of behind the scenes, that I was like, if she ever crawls back, we gotta disavow her, or we gotta keep our arm's length. Like she's not, because she's gonna crawl back. She'll get
Why does
canceled
it
again.
why is it an important thing, to, like, sort of disavow? Do you feel like a bit of responsibility to sort of, I guess, gatekeep the based trans side of things?
Yeah, no, I am definitely a hardcore geek. I'm like kind of an authoritarian on that front. So like I'm like, hey, you gotta toe the line or get the fuck out. Um, and I use that word somewhat kind of freely when I say disavow. Like sometimes someone will just say something out of line, and I just say like disavow, disavow. It's
Yeah,
not
it's
like
fun
I'm
to say as a joke too.
yeah, and I'm not like fully like if I'm fully disavowing someone, I'm saying like I am disavowing this individual. But if someone says something I disagree with, I might just be like disavow. Like we're not saying
Yeah.
that. Come on, chill. We're not gonna do that. So I think that's kind of like like a 4chan thing to do. I don't know.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Come and get it. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.